Hello, how are you? I hope you're doing well. You know, many of you have probably never heard of the topic that we're going to be discussing today, but that's what this is all for. So I'll be leaving the floor open to you to ask any questions, even the really insensitive ones, just to open up the conversation. Let's start a discussion about this mysterious thing. My name is Shannon, and you have entered the Fibro Zone. Okay, let's take some questions. Well, that's very uninspired, first of all. But I guess we'll just start off with what we're going to be talking about overall. We're going to be talking about my own health issues and how that affects my mental health, because it's important. But don't worry, we're going to do this quickly, but in a comfortable environment, so nobody watching at home will feel overwhelmed or uncomfortable with my daily issues, because we wouldn't want that, now would we? That's very direct and rude. I guess the most direct answer I can give is I have a disorder, a disease, whatever loving word you want to use to describe what this is. This thing I have is called fibromyalgia. That's the full term. And yes, I know, it's very hard to spell. And I'm gonna guess the next question will be, what? Here we go again. Me having to explain what I have while something like Google exists or any search engine on the internet. Fibromyalgia is, well, if we look at something like Wikipedia, it'll state things like fibromyalgia, or fibro, because it's too damn long to say every single time, is a medical condition that causes widespread pain, like all the time, every day. That is what I deal with. Along with a million other side effects, which are unique to every person. Here's my list. Feel free to look up other people's. And now that it's classified as an autoimmune disease, finally, let's just say fibro people, we tend to usually catch everything and mimic symptoms of every single disease too. So COVID was definitely a fun obstacle course to weave through for a while. And no, you cannot catch it, so don't ask. 1, 2. Okay, well that's technically 2 questions, not 1, but I'll let it slide. Simply yes. In varying levels, all the time, I am in pain, which ranges from things like feeling like I have the flu, that like achiness, to holy fuck, I'm in pain and I'm not going to get out of bed today at all. And as for medication, There's a consensus going around by a lot of fibro people that like pain medication, it doesn't really work for us that well, so you can try a million different pills, and if one works, then he kind of builds a tolerance to it. So no, not really, unless you want to count the good stuff, the medicinal stuff. I take supplements too, to help with other things, but that's the research that I had to do on my own and not get from medical professionals. That's an interesting question. I mean, how would you feel? You're in pain all the time, and your whole life changes basically once you get a diagnosis. I mean, everything. A lot of the cause of fibro is really unknown. It's just this big question mark of like, is it genetically related? Is it trauma related? Is it a combination of both? Is it poor lifestyle choices? Doctors can't really come to a consensus for that. Having something like there's no cure, it kind of weighs on you after a while, and that includes your psyche. Well, there's a lot of things that you can do to try and improve your quality of health. I know that sounds really dramatic, but it's true. Having this with your daily life coupled together, you need the improvement of the quality of life. I mean, some of the things that I had to do: diet change, no more bread for me, or cheese. I have to pace myself way more and accept that I can't do overly physical jobs or activities anymore. I have to, juggle my pill box every day. I'm not gonna lie, my mental health was really, really bad for a while. I was in and out of the hospital, not knowing what was going on. Doctors were giving me inconclusive results and sending me home, and nothing was getting better. So the depression crept in. So did the anxiety. They both just joined the same party. Physical illness and mental illness often aren't combined together in the conversation. But with fibro, you kind of get body slammed with both at the same time. So that conversation is extremely necessary for anybody diagnosed with it. Honestly, the best thing I could do for myself was find other people who also were dealing with something like fibro or an autoimmune disease. I knew 5 other people in my daily life, including my tattoo artist, which is pretty badass, who had fibromyalgia. Why is it not talked about? 5 people. I don't know that many people. Okay, enough questions. We get it. You have a lot of questions. But what about, and stay with me here, what about asking what you can do? Well, you could do the research yourself. You could spread awareness about it, just like us who have it too. You could do your research about other autoimmune diseases like diabetes, multiple sclerosis, lupus, rheumatoid arthritis. Those are all in the same category as well. They all deserve attention and public visibility. Maybe then people wouldn't ask stupid questions like these.
As far as goodbye, it's like, you only tell me goodbye when I'm gone, and I'm gonna live forever, so you can't never tell me goodbye. I'm here forever. I'm immortal. I'm a statue. I'm a public figure, trophy that's nice and shiny.